Hi, I'm Sally from the Rural Planning Company. New rules have recently been announced by the government which mean that you don't need planning permission to operate a campsite on your land for up to 60 days a year. This is a change to the General Permitted Development Order. It's a new class under permitted development called Class BC, which means that you can have up to 50 camping pitches for up to 60 days in a calendar year. This is an increase from the previously allowed 28 days a year. That did temporarily improve or increase up to 56 days during COVID, but it then went down again. But this is a new permanent change to allow up to 60 days a year. There are a few exceptions in terms of siting, so it's not allowed if you're on a scheduled monument, a safety hazard area, a military explosives area, a triple SI area, or if you're on the site of a listed building. And there are different rules if you're in a flood zone, which I'll come on to in a second. But there's no limitation if you're in Greenbelt or in AONB or national parks or anything like that, which is great news. If you're not in a flood zone, then you don't have to apply to the council for permission at all, but you do have to notify them of what you're going to do that year, and that's in advance of you doing it. And you have to submit a site plan and give them the dates of when you're intending to operate. If you are in a flood zone 2 or 3, then you have to apply to the council for prior approval before you operate the site. The prior approval process is slightly more drawn out, and there's more chance in there that the council will look at things like access, highways, whether you're in a sustainable location, as well as looking at the flood risks. But if you're not in a flood zone, then none of that gets taken into account. You've got a default permission that you are allowed to do this so long as you tell them a site plan. You've got to provide facilities for toilet and waste disposal on site, and the rules allow you to have temporary structures to allow for those kind of things as well as your camping pitches. It's important to note, however, that this right doesn't allow you to make any physical permanent changes to the land. So, for example, if you thought that it would be really helpful to have a big area of hard standing for car parking or something like that, then you wouldn't be allowed to do that under this right. Any of those physical permanent changes would require proper planning permission and can't be done through this process. This is a great opportunity, however, to either have a standalone diversification project or otherwise to test the water on something like this before you decide whether you want to do the investment on a permanent full-time site. And we're anticipating there being a lot of update. This is a really great opportunity, and we hope that it will be really helpful for a lot of farmers and landowners to give them a great opportunity for an additional income stream and something else to do with their land.